So Scolipede's really good in Pokemon Sword and Shield, mainly because of its ability and speed boost, which raises its speed at the end of every turn by 1, which is really good with 112 base speed and 100 attack. It's a really good ability to have with them. 60 health and 69 special defense is not great. Most special hits will one-shot you, if not do a ton of your health. 89 defense with 60 HP though is not as bad. You can survive some physical hits with decent health, and 55 special attack. It doesn't really matter because you're not special. And the 89 defense actually matters a little bit when it comes to Life Orb sets, because that could be the difference between Life Orb KOing you, or it could be the difference between you surviving a hit and getting like an extra 2 Life Orbs out, or you knocking yourself out from Life Orb. But its abilities other than Speed Boost are Poison Point and Swarm. Unless you're sashed, Swarm really does not matter. And unless you're playing to Swarm, the big problem with Swarm is it's only bug moves and it's a 30 health. It's the same as the starters abilities, but it's you only get it with bug moves, so it's not the greatest. Poison Point, you have to get hit with a contact move for a 30% chance of poisoning them, so that's not that great. Speed Boost is really good though, but Bug Poison it's a decent typing. You're weak to Flying, Rock, Fire, and Psychic. Flying is a lot more common now with Dual Wing Beat and the Dynamax Flying move giving you speed. Rock is Rock Slide, and Fire is always common. So is Psychic, I would say. These three are more common. Flying, other than Dynamax and Dual Wing Beat, Flying is not that big of a threat. And Flying is normally physical too, anyway. But the main way to run Scolipede is Swords Dance, is max health, max attack, speedy nature, and Swords Dance. The nature doesn't really matter as much, actually. You can run Adamant if you want the more damage, but you can run Jolly if you want to outspeed some Scarf Pokemon or things like that, or guarantee the outspeed. But pretty much you Swords Dance, take a hit, proc Sash or not, you get the speed boost, so now you have a +1 speed, +2 attack, and then just stab. Poison Jab, X Scissor will do a ton of damage. And then your last move can be either Earthquake, just a coverage move. So Earthquake's really good. It's really good move, 100 base power, and it hits a lot. It also hits Steel types, which is really good. But one weakness to this is definitely like a Skarmory or a Corviknight. They cause problems. If you're worried about them, you can run Rock Slide to try to minimize that a little bit, because at least Rock Slide will be neutral. Throat Chop's neutral too, and it sound moves, so that's pretty good. You can shut down something like a Toxtricity or something like that, or if you know something it has Throat Spray, Boom Burst, like a Noivern, you can do that. So we're either in that last spot, Earthquake for Steel types, Rock Slide if you're worried about a Corviknight, but regular Steel types still give you a problem, and Throat Chop just for neutral against most Steel types. But another way to run Scolipede is it's pretty much the same thing, but Endure. Again, you can also switch up if you want to run a little more bulk to it. You can do something like this. But the plan with this one is you come in, you do a hit, you take, because if you against physical types that aren't, or physical hits that aren't super effective, you can survive a hit with a good amount of health. Probably like it'll do like 60 or 70% of your health. But you come in, you do damage, you take a hit, you speed boost, and then you hit them again and KO them. Something else comes in, you endure, you get the Lychee Berry to proc, you get a +1. And then X Scissor, Poison Jab your coverage, and then Endeavor if you're down to 1 health from the Endure. You just Endeavor something, and whatever comes in next, if it has priority, just KOs them. So it's really good. You could also get rid of you could also run a Swords Dance instead of Endeavor. You could run if you want to go all in, you can go Swords Dance. You can come in on something you know you can survive a hit on. Swords Dance, you get the +1 from speed boost. You endure, take a hit, get the Lychee Berry. Now you have +3 attack, and then you have +2 speed, so it doesn't matter that you don't have speed investment. And then you can X Scissor, Poison Jab everything down. But then, again, Corviknight's an issue. Skarmory's an issue. So you run into those walls. Like, as long as you can stay away from Corviknights, Skarmory, and things like that, Steel that also resists Bug, you should be fine. And once you get 2 speed boosts, again, you outspeed everything, so it doesn't matter. Again. Another way to run Scolipede is Focus Sash, Swords Dance with the Baton Pass, because with Speed Boost and Swords Dance, if you Swords Dance the first turn, take a hit, whatever, you're passing on +2 attack and +1 speed, and especially if you switch it on something that's bulkier, and you can get more out of it. You could also, if you want to go full on the Baton Pass, switch out one of these 2 moves for Endure, so you can get +2 speed boost. You can get +2 speed and +2 attack, and then Baton Pass it out to something, especially something bulky attacker that has a decent speed. Be really good Obstagoon, something like that. But it's just a really good Baton Passer, because you can get in one turn you can get 1 speed. You can pretty much get a Dragon Dance with an extra attack stat. But Dynamax Scolipede, max health, max attack, life orb, speed boost again, and Mega Horn because it's a ton of damage. Poison jab. I like Steel Roller and Superpower when it comes down to the last 2 moves, but if you want the ground coverage, you can throw in ground. There's no reason to run Iron Tail over Steel Roller. Aqua Tail for the rain. If you want the rain and the coverage with water, Throat Chop's also an option. Or Rock Slide. You gotta be careful though with the Sandstorm. But those are the options. I like Superpower though because it raises your attack, and Steel Roller is just pretty good coverage. You could actually probably drop Steel Roller for Earthquake maybe. Superpower Earthquake's a really good combo too for Steel types because you're almost guaranteed to hit a Steel type, at least neutral. Again, like this runs in the set again of Corviknight or Skarmory. You could replace Steel Roller with Earthquake to get. Well, I guess Superpower could hit Skarmory or Corviknight neutral, but Earthquake's good coverage if you don't want to run Steel Roller. But some of the other moves, again, Rock Slide, Throat Chop, Toxic. It also learns Toxic, and because it's poison, Toxic can't miss. Plus, it also learns Venom Drench. So in doubles, if you want to do something with Venipede in doubles, where your ally uses like Poison Gas or something, and then you use Venom Drench, you lower all their stats. Then you'll get your +1 from the speed, so you can make use of that. Scolipede also learns Agility. I wouldn't really use Agility because there's no point, honestly, with it, because you're getting the speed boost, so there's no point of it. But some of the other moves it learns, Iron Defense, if you want to run a tanky Scolipede. You could also run tanky. I wouldn't really run a tanky Scolipede because Whirlipede is way better than him when it comes to being tanky. Whirlipede has access to the it has a, I think, higher defense actually. 99 defense. It has slightly lower defense. Actually, it has higher defense, but I think it has lower health. But it also has access to Eviolite. So Whirlipede would be a better defensive tank if it comes down to that. And yeah, it has higher defenses but lower health, but it also has access to Eviolite, so it could make use of that and be bulkier. So I wouldn't really run Scolipede for that unless you want the speed. But even then, unless you're gonna actually, you could Baton Pass Iron Defense, something like that. That way you get the speed boost. You get the speed boost and the defense. So it could be good on something. But some of the other moves it learns, Takedown, Double Edge. Not really the greatest moves. Pin Missile, if it hits 3 times, would have to hit 4. If it hits 4 times, it'll have more damage than Egg Scissor, but you have to take that risk. It also has Cross Poison and it has Cross Poison, which has the high chance to flinch or high chance to crit. But for the Screech, you can make use of that. It's too fast for Payback, so there's no point in running Payback. It also has Bulldoze for doubles. Smart Strike can't miss, but really, it also has Toxic Spikes if you want to run that. I would run Toxapeck or something tankier if you want to run Toxic Spikes. But it also has Skitter Smack too, which actually lowers their special defense or special attack by 1 stage. So Skitter Smack is also an option in doubles, or if you want to run that. I think it only hits 1 target, but it's good in doubles. Or if you just want to lower their special attack and take a hit. But that's how you use Scolipede in Pokemon Sword and Shield.